Okay, so some final news closing off the day before development team at Fantastic, as the actual developers seem to come forward and talk about everything going on. And boy, freaking boy, this is a tangle-teased web of lies that these Fantastic brothers have come up with, and today it all gets exposed. So with that being said, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. On top of that, check out our sponsor, Advanced GG, the #1 clinically proven energy supplement on the market. My favorite flavor is cherry vanilla, and you guys can catch an array of flavors via the link in the description. Utilize code CLOUD at checkout and you'll get a cheeky discount. So that being said, let's dive on in to the carnage that comes from the brothers Fantastic. Now, the release of the ambitious game the day before resulted in its demise within 3 days. Surprisingly, the developers were hindered from implementing crucial edits. Despite being prepared to do so, within a month, the studio should have addressed most of the bugs, but regrettably, they were denied this opportunity. Now, they were interviewed around a dozen employees from the Fantastic Studios to unravel the development process and understand the events leading to the project's abrupt closure on December 11th. Now, the game, initially promoted with inspiring production videos and backed by My Toner, a renowned creator of mobile games, failed to live up to the expectations. Despite advertising in Times Square and declaring support from Nvidia Technologies, the end product crumbled, leaving an empty city with isolated zombies, leaving players with nothing to engage with. Code analysis revealed that the game was constructed from assets purchased on the Unreal Store, and initial assumptions hinted a player deception, publisher manipulation, and an elaborate fiction, which, if true, would have showcased the cunning genius of Fantastic's leaders. However, the true narrative is far from disheartening, characterized by tyranny and a unwavering confidence in the genius of Fantastic brothers that were leading it. Now, before the day before's, Fantastic was known for small games such as The Wild 8, Dead Dozen, and Radiant 1, one of which stood out. The sudden success of Radiant 1 became the starting point for the nightmare into which the brothers Fantastic, the leaders of Fantastic, plunged the developers. During the development of another Fantastic project, Prop Night, developers were subjected to weeks of confinement in their offices. The brothers Fantastic proudly endorsed this approach, emphasizing their proximity to the people, with the brothers maintaining close contact with the developers. Now, Prop Night, released in 2021, initially succeeded with positive reviews and a strong player base. However, the brothers themselves' growing self-importance led to drastic decisions such as forcing a complete visual style overhaul 6 months after the release. The Prop Night Reborn update entering open beta, resulting in players rejecting the game changes, giving negative reviews, and abandoning the game altogether. Now, the Fantastic brothers' solution was to revert everything to its original state, but this decision, coupled with 6 months without updates, buried Prop Night for good, causing a significant drop in the online players from 1,500 to just hundreds. Now, My Toner expressed interest in Prop Night and urged studio executives to explore the possibility of creating a mobile version of the game. However, this version for smartphones never materialized, and when questioned about it, the brothers Fantastic asserted their right to not offer explanations. Additionally, Fantastic ventured into serious software with the creation of Continent Virtual Office in 2021. Now, unfortunately, the project was abruptly closed around 3 days after its first closed beta test, prompting further investigation. Initially designed for internal studio use, Continent gained attention from various sectors of Russian business, presenting the potential to become a Russian equivalent of Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Meet. However, the brothers Fantastic made a surprising decision to distance themselves from the Russian market, seeking global recognition. Despite initial interest from Russian businesses, invitations for closed testing went unanswered, leading to Continent's demise. Undeterred by Continent's failure, though, the brothers had already signed a contract with Mytona and embarked on creating a AAA game from a Yakut studio. Officially announced in January 2021, the game, later revealed as The Day Before, was presented through trailers that seemed cobbled together from various sources, resembling elements from games like The Division, DayZ, The Last of Us, SnowRunner. You guys know the drill. Now, the Brothers Fantastic envisioned an expansive world for The Day Before, 4 times larger than the released version itself, featuring seamless transition, crowds of zombies, and multi-story environments. However, trailers showcased levels that never made it into the final game, including a separate NVIDIA video highlighting ray tracing capabilities created solely for promotional purposes. To appease NVIDIA, the developers were instructed to enhance the graphics, resulting in a significant portion of the game code being excluded from the final product, which would explain exactly why we were left with absolutely nothing in comparison to what it was originally announced as in the game pre-trailers. Now, the early version released on Steam December 8th, represented by only 1 out of 10 of the originally intended content. The game underwent 3 or 4 complete overhauls, reflecting the lack of clear vision and the developers influenced by the Brothers Fantastic, changing whims, frequently reassembled purchased assets, leading to the disjoint development process. Now, originally conceptualized as a single-player project, The Day Before surprised everyone with its sudden shift to an MMO format, requiring a fundamentally different development approach. The jump mechanics underwent 50 revisions, and features like the map tablet were inspired by other games such as s.t.a.l.k.e.r. The art department faced numerous challenges, but tasks like repainting the city to mimic the look of Marvel Spider-Man 2 just 2 months before the game's release. The brothers, fixated on projecting an image of success, demanded the inclusion of luxury items like Lamborghinis, Bugattis, Louis Vuitton bags, and Rolex watches throughout the game. Now, under the Brothers Fantastic's direction, employees faced grueling work conditions with 18-hour workdays and weekends becoming regular working hours. Deviation from the brothers' demands led to dismissals, and dissenting voices were silenced through punitive measures such as appointing contradicting employees as department heads before firing them. Now, despite the oppressive work environment employees endured due to the promises of a promising AAA project and the lack of alternative opportunities, the testing of The Day Before commenced in 2023 with only 5 people tasked with the identifying issues. Lack of mass testing resulting in the inability to assess server performance under load. Explaining the initial release's empty streets and malfunctioning zombie spawns, to say the least. Now, Mytona, realizing the dire state of the project closer to release, dispatched specialists to assess the situation. Despite recommendations to release the game as is, the developers left their own devices, managed to address 80% of the issues within a week, and the release of The Day Before on December 7th was marked by the developers' independent decision-making, manual server management, and delayed hotfix releases attributed to concerns about streamer Dr. Disrespect's broadcasting the game. Despite the challenges, though, the developers managed to salvage some aspects of the game, providing a glimpse of what they had envisioned in their office. Now, Monday, December 11th, was anticipated as a pivotal moment in The Day Before's redemption efforts. The Fantastic team was poised for a fresh overhaul to swiftly mend the game, finally armed with a clear direction. And, quote, "We will all become stars. Everyone will recognize us and call us for an interview." However, on the Monday, a startling message from one of the Brothers Fantastic materialized in a Microsoft Teams. The game had sold 200,000 copies, 90,000 were already refunded, and no further purchases were occurring, resulting in the studio's closure. Now, the Brothers Fantastic, without a preparation or communication, abruptly delivered this news without assessing the feasibility or bringing the product to a playable state. Yet, this didn't significantly signify surrender from the brothers themselves. Former Fantastic employees began receiving individual offers to contribute to a new mobile game. Astonishingly, some accepted accepted, and there might be more, though disclosure is hesitant. People who dedicated themselves to the day before since 2018 endured a tumultuous, ridiculous journey, and passionately aspiring to continue the game's development found themselves unemployed. Now, post-release, Mytona acquired all of the rights to the day before, and the company collectively decided to terminate the project, aiming to bury the disgrace permanently. 3 things cannot be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. A phrase frequently echoed by the brothers Fantastic during the day before's development. Ironically, the truth needed to be disclosed to the development team. They invested 5 years of their lives, toiled relentlessly, fueled by the ambition of a AAA product, only to be betrayed. Now, hopefully those tainted by the day before in their portfolios will secure fulfilling positions and continue creating. Liberated from inhumane working hours, perpetual dismissal threats, and tyrannical leadership. I worked on the day before and survived a line on a resume, signaling that the individual has weathered the storm of the game development and is prepared for anything. No challenge can face them. Now, the brothers Fantastic, guided by unwavering confidence in their brilliance, clandestinely sabotaged the project from within, culminating in the most resonant scandal of 2023. Now, let's hope that the brothers won't inflict further damage on the lives of future developers. Remember their legacy. If by any chance they become your bosses, a warning: escape. You will be exploited, drained, and discarded of at the wayside. Such businessmen are unfamiliar with any other mode of operation. Absolutely insane and absolutely disgusting to think that these guys have managed to get away with this upon whole new lengths. They may not have walked away millionaires and celebrities as they kind of wanted to really become, but they have walked away after inflicting absolute carnage on certain people's lives and inflicting some traumatic experiences to some game development teams that just really wanted to build a great game. The shame has now ended, and the brothers Fantastic hopefully gone forever. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate your faces, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.